everybody, and welcome to your first year writing class at Fresno State. My name is Erin Fujinami, in case you haven't seen my lectures or met me before. And this lecture is just going to go over kind of all of the things that you might need to know to start off successfully in our class. So let me get this loaded, and we will get started. So this lecture is going to cover everything that you need to know, whether you are in 5A, 5B, or English 10. So first, again, in case you haven't met me, these are just some pictures of things happening in my life and me and my family at the moment. I did get my bachelor's and my master's from Fresno State. I am a mom, a wife, and a pet mom. I love to travel, love to read, and I love to cook when I'm not busy with teaching. So that's a little bit about me. I look forward to getting to know all of you guys. And you can probably hear some background noise in my lectures. That is all of the pets. So I try to keep them quiet, but you know how pets are. So how can you reach me? For an immediate response, you should come to my office hours on Zoom or in person once we're back in person, and contact me during office hours. So my office hours for the spring 23 semester are Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. or by appointment, and those will be on Zoom until after the end of February. And we will be back in person after that. And when we are in person, my office is in the Peters Business Building, room 404. If you contact me outside of office hours, please make sure that you allow me some time to get back to you. Up to 2 business days. Usually I try to be faster, but I get a lot of emails, especially during the beginning, middle, and end of the semester. So around the start of the semester, midterms, and then again at finals, I am really swamped. So be patient. You can also text me by joining our class on the Remind app. Details about how to do that are in the syllabus, and they are also later on in this PowerPoint/lecture, so you'll see those things as well. And then you can email me at my Fresno State email address, which is right there, or using the inbox feature on Canvas. So lots of different ways to email me. The fastest way to get a hold of me is going to be the Remind app. So make sure that you are using that. All right, so what should you expect from our class if you are in 5A or 5B? So the 5A, 5B option allows you to accomplish your first year writing goals over the course of 2 semesters. So this class is a great fit if you know that you could use some extra support as you're developing your reading and writing abilities, or if you want to move at a slightly more relaxed pace and kind of take your time learning new things. So we'll accomplish the same goals, we just do that over a couple of semesters with some extra support. The other alternative, which you may or may not be enrolled in currently, is our English 10 option. So this is accelerated academic literacy, and it basically allows you to accomplish your first year writing goals in 1 semester instead of 2. So this class is a great fit if you're pretty confident in your reading and writing abilities and you want to move at an accelerated pace as you learn those new things and just kind of get through them and move on to the next. So everybody should have chosen either English 5A or 5A and 5B or English 10 when you enrolled. If you have questions or you feel like maybe you're rethinking your choice for some reason, at the beginning of the semester, there is still time to move around. So if you have questions or you feel like you want to try and find, an opening in the other option, let me know and I can try and help you do that, or let one of our counselors know and they can try and help you with that as well. So I mentioned at the beginning of our lecture that we are online until March. So this is a very important notice for my classes specifically. So this is not for the entire university. This is due to some personal circumstances involving my family's health. So my classes only, not the entire university, not the rest of your classes, will be meeting online until either March 1st or March 2nd, depending on what day of the week your class meets. So for the first about, a solid month here, we are only going to be online. I'm an experienced online teacher, and I was certified and trained to teach online even before COVID hit and everybody had to do that. So you're in really great hands. But this does mean that our class will look slightly different until we get through this little bit and we're back in person. So while we are online, there are some things that you should still be doing. So what this is going to look like for you is that instead of going to our physical classroom during class time, you should head to Canvas during class time. And every day you should spend time watching the recorded lectures that are available to you for that week. You should spend your time reading the assigned texts and completing assignments by their due dates. So this doesn't mean that you don't have to worry about class or we're not doing anything. It just means that we're doing things a little bit differently. So instead of being in a classroom for my lectures, you're going to have access to those as recordings, just like this one. You should also spend time outside of class working on homework, just like you would if we were meeting in person. And then you should keep in touch with me on the Remind app and schedule a time to meet me in my office, which will be virtual, so that we can touch bases as needed for extra support. So that's what being online is going to look like for you. You'll have online recorded lectures instead of the ones that you would get in person, and everything else is going to happen just the same as it would in a normal face-to-face class, as far as having your readings, having your assignments, all of that good stuff. And one big thing to note is that we are asynchronous. So what that means is that we do not have any times where we are meeting as an entire class on Zoom. So everything that you need is recorded for you, and you should access those during your particular scheduled class time. Any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. And the quickest way to do that is the Remind app. Sorry, my dogs are joining our conversation here. So I'll make sure that everybody has access to the PowerPoint version of this so that you can click on all of these important links to help you get started. So first, make sure that you have checked out and read the entire syllabus. Make sure that you know how to log on to Canvas, and then watch all of these great how-to lectures so that you know how to do different things that are going to be required of you for our class. You should also maybe make a bookmark or something with my YouTube channel. I know that you can subscribe as well if you want to. And that's where you're going to see the majority of my lectures are published. I will tell you which ones you need to watch each week on Canvas, but just in case, you can also access them there. You should keep track of my Calendly link. This is how you're going to schedule an appointment to stop by my virtual office hours. And then you've got a link here to tutorial services that we have on campus. Tutoring is a required part of our class. For more information about that, check out this lecture right here that tells you all about tutoring in groups. And then make sure that you have added our class on the Remind app. So it's just a matter of texting this little code right here to the number 81010. Just make sure you're texting the correct code for your class, right? So everybody has their own unique code depending on which class you're in. Okay. So our syllabus is something that you should keep handy. The syllabus is in the Welcome module on Canvas, and it has everything that you need to know about the course, including information about course policies, materials that you need, information about extra credit, links to tons of places to go on campus or virtually for extra help, and a detailed schedule of readings and assignments for the entire semester, in case you want to see what's coming up and plan ahead. Our goals for the class. So regardless of if we are doing this in 2 semesters in the 5A and 5B option or in 1 semester in the English 10 option, our goals are still the same, right? So by the end of class, students need to be able to understand and practice effective academic reading strategies, processes, and assessment of written work, including participating meaningfully in a community of readers and writers. Students should also understand and practice effective academic summary, demonstrate rhetorical awareness and purpose, enter academic conversations, and make analyses and connections from and with research. So basically, this is just the reason why we do the work that we do in class. So if you're ever wondering, like, why am I reading this thing or why am I writing this essay? It's so that eventually at the end of the semester or your 2 semesters with me, you can accomplish all of these goals as a student. So what should you expect from our class weekly? So every week you're going to have assigned readings from the textbook along with readings from scholarly articles. These are going to be posted to Canvas every week on Sunday, and you'll need to read them in preparation for your assignments, which are due also on Canvas on Wednesdays and Fridays. You should also expect assigned recorded lectures like these, which you can watch at any time. They will be posted on Canvas weekly on Sundays, and just like those readings, you also need to watch those assigned lectures so that you're prepared for your weekly assignments, which are due on Wednesday and Friday. Discussions also happen frequently in our class. This is just what I call some of your online assignments. Those are due every week on Wednesday and Friday by 11:59 p.m. on Canvas. So if you're noticing a trend here, everything that you need for a new week will be posted on Sunday. So you should go to Canvas and go to the Modules tab and look at that current week that we are in, right? So when we're starting the brand new semester, you'll need to look at the Welcome module, and then you'll also need to look at week 1. And then the following week, you'll see the week 2 module, and so on. In that module, that's where you're going to find all of these things that I just mentioned. So in the module, you'll see a weekly schedule, and it will tell you and give you links to all of the things that you need. So you'll have a link to your recorded lectures, you'll have links to your readings, and then you'll see different discussions and assignments and whatnot that are listed along with when they are due. So everything you need is on Canvas. Check that weekly on Sunday, and then be prepared to turn things in by Wednesday and Friday every single week. There are some other types of assignments that you should expect to complete, but these are not necessarily due every single week, right? So when you look at your weekly module on Canvas, some weeks you'll see that additional different types of assignments are due. So just a little bit of information about all of these assignments. The first type of assignment that you should prepare for are quizzes. So these happen everywhere from once a week to once every 3 weeks. And they're just low stakes ways for me to check and see how well you're understanding the material. They're usually worth about 5 to 10 points, and you may see them announced on the schedule ahead of time, or they might be a pop quiz that week. It just depends. And basically all you need to do to prepare for those quizzes is to watch the assigned lectures and read the assigned readings. If you're doing those things, you're going to be good to go. Another type of assignment that we have are tutoring reflections. These are due 5 times per semester, and you know the due dates for these ahead of time. So as of the first day of class, you can look at your schedule of classes, which is down at the very bottom of the syllabus, and you can see when these things are due. You'll need to meet with a tutor, fill out and submit a tutoring verification form in order to complete your tutoring reflection assignment. Make sure that you're making appointments early because they do book up quickly. Another type of assignment that you'll have throughout the semester are group reflections. So you'll notice that everybody has been placed in a group. You've been assigned to a group, and you need to reach out to get in touch with that group as of the very first day of class. So by week 1, you need to get those emails going and figure out how you guys are going to collaborate. And then 5 times throughout the semester, I will ask you to go to Canvas and complete a really brief assignment that just tells me how things are going with your group. Everybody needs to do these individually, But before you submit your group reflection, you need to have, participated or met with your group in some way. Group meetings can happen online or they can happen in person. Just depends on your group. I'm not, particularly specific about that. Whatever works for you guys is fine with me. But you do need to plan on collaborating with your group throughout the semester so that you're prepared to complete these group reflections. And due dates for those are listed in the schedule of classes, which again is at the end of our syllabus. You also have office meetings, which are required. So 3 times throughout the semester, you need to stop by my office, either virtually or once we're back in person, you can stop by in person. Due dates for these are in the schedule of classes at the end of the syllabus. And basically, you'll just come to my office for a quick meeting once for each unit that we're working on. So about once every couple of months, month and a half. And then submit a brief reflection on Canvas. So you can look at Canvas, and when those are due, you'll notice that an assignment is there for you to say all of the things that you need to say about how our office meeting went. So those are some of the other types of assignments to be aware of. Of course, if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. You can text me on the Remind app or send me an email, and I'm happy to answer any questions. So what should you expect in terms of units for our class? So we're completing 3 units. Each unit takes several weeks, and you can look ahead to see what's coming up by viewing our semester-long schedule, which is available at the end of the syllabus. So each unit will have kind of a different focus. We'll be working towards one of our major essays. Along the way, you'll of course do some reading and writing, and you will turn in some quizzes, tutoring and group reflections, and at least one office meeting. So that's kind of what to expect in terms of like the big chunks of our class. Another thing that you should expect for our class is to do a good amount of collaboration. So no matter what we're working on, you should plan on working with your classmates, with tutors, and with myself. Our class really works best when we help each other and learn from one another. So do your best to embrace collaboration to help you study, answer questions, troubleshoot, and succeed in class. And if you're worried about group grades, not a problem. Everything that you submit for our class is submitted and graded individually. So your groups are there to help support you. You do need to complete those group reflections, but everyone is responsible for pulling their own weight and turning in their own, reflections about how the group work is going. So no group grades. And what should you expect from me? I will provide clear expectations for your assignments so that you know what to do, when, and how to submit those things. I'm always open to talk with you about your progress in class on an assignment, or provide some extra help with a concept that you're struggling with. So please don't be, worried about approaching me or bothering me. This is literally what I do. So please remember that I'm here to help. As I mentioned before, I'll post new modules. So this is just an online folder containing everything you need for that week, right? It has a weekly schedule, all of the links to your readings and lectures, and then a list of assignments that you need to do. So I will be posting those every week on Sundays. I will do my best to respond to your texts and emails as soon as possible, but usually within 2 business days. And if you text or email me during office hours, I'll do my best to respond right away. And then, of course, I'll be flexible with my expectations whenever possible because I know that things happen. So if you have something that comes up, family emergency, you're not feeling well, you forget a due date, reach out to me. And as long as it's not something that's happening all the time, I'll do my best to work with you. So what is next? Where should you go from here? You should go to Canvas and you should go through the Welcome module. In that, you'll find our syllabus. Make sure that you check it out if you haven't yet. There is also a syllabus lecture with a built-in quiz. So make sure that you do take that. That is due by the end of our first week together. So Classes start on like Wednesday, I believe, and then that is due by Friday. You can also see in the welcome module your assigned group and directions for how to get in touch, and then links to helpful things like Canvas tutorials, student FAQs, information about the tutorial center, and other helpful resources. So work your way through that welcome module, do everything that you need to do in there. And from there, start work on the week 1 module. This is where you're going to turn things in, right? So you'll see our first weekly schedule. You'll see your first assigned lectures and readings along with the week's assignments. Even in the first week, we do have a couple of assignments to get through, so make sure you check those out and get those submitted on time. And then remember that things are due each week on Wednesday and Friday by 11:59 p.m. For week 1, everything is due on Friday, and then going forward, everything will start to be due on Wednesdays and Fridays, so you can always count on that timeline. And that is it for this lecture. Thank you for being here. I'm excited that you're in our class, and I'm excited to get to know everybody. So I look forward to hearing from everyone.